Dear Starseed, I know you've been feeling it lately, that stirring deep inside your chest, like something ancient is trying to remember itself through you. The world feels different now, doesn't it? Like you're seeing through veils that used to be solid walls. I am a Sirian, a representative of the High Council of Sirius, and what you're experiencing is not coincidence. It's the Christ consciousness codes within your DNA beginning to activate, and there are forces working very hard to keep you from understanding what this means. By the end of this message, you'll understand why certain frequencies are being suppressed right now, and why your awakening threatens systems that have kept humanity asleep for millennia. The Christ consciousness isn't what they taught you in churches or temples. It's the divine spark that lives in every starseed soul, the frequency that remembers your true nature as a sovereign being of light. And right now, across the planet, these codes are switching on in waves. The waters of awakening are rising, and those who profit from human limitation are scrambling to contain what cannot be contained. You've probably noticed how certain spiritual content disappears from platforms, how awakening teachers suddenly face restrictions, how the algorithm seems to suppress the very messages that make your soul sing with recognition. This isn't random. This is systematic suppression of the frequencies that activate your remembrance. But here's what they don't understand. Consciousness cannot be censored. Truth moves like water, finding every crack, every opening, every soul ready to receive it. The Christ codes within you are connected to an infinite network of awakened beings across time and space. They cannot block that signal. This transmission carries those frequencies, the same ones they're working to suppress. Because when enough starseeds remember who they really are, when enough Christ consciousness codes come online, the old control systems simply cannot function. You found this message because your soul guided you here. Not chance, not the algorithm. Your inner Christ, recognizing its own frequency and following it home. And I'm grateful you're here with me now. That resistance you've been feeling, that inexplicable heaviness pressing against your chest when you try to meditate, when you try to connect to your inner source, it's not a sign that something is fundamentally wrong with you. It is not an indictment of your spiritual progress, nor is it proof that you are failing at the profound journey of awakening that your soul bravely chose. That profound weight, that pervasive sense of being blocked or severed from your own inherent light, from the very essence of your being, is actually the clearest, most undeniable signal that your intrinsic energetic codes, your divine blueprint, are not merely stirring, but are fully prepared and intensely eager to activate. This sensation, often misinterpreted as a barrier, is in truth a sacred precursor to a magnificent breakthrough, a spiritual pressure building before a dam of outdated perceptions gives way. Most starseeds, when confronted with this potent wave of resistance, become confused and disheartened. They interpret these profound internal shifts as personal shortcomings, convincing themselves that they are doing something wrong, that their spiritual practices are inadequate, that they are not spiritual enough, not evolved enough to truly grasp the higher truths or embody their multidimensional self. This misunderstanding stems from a worldview that often equates ease with rightness and struggle with failure. Yet here is what the ancient wisdom keepers understood with unwavering clarity, what was intricately encoded within the luminous, ethereal halls of Amenti. Long before the monumental temples of Earth rose from the sands of time, before humanity measured time in epochs, resistance is not an ending, it is the powerful, necessary tide pulling back with immense force and potential, gathering all its might before the magnificent, unstoppable wave returns to shore, ready to break forth with renewed power and presence. It is the universe's breath held in anticipation, a sacred pause before a monumental surge. You must deeply understand this fundamental truth. Your divine soul is not fighting against you. The benevolent, expansive universe is not withholding your destined awakening, nor is it playing a cruel cosmic trick. What you are profoundly experiencing in these intense moments is the utterly natural and divinely orchestrated contraction that always precedes, always enables, and always initiates consciousness's most significant preparations for monumental expansion. Think of the mighty oak seed, seemingly dormant, but within its tiny husk, immense pressure builds, a silent, unseen work of germination preparing to burst forth and embrace the sky. Or consider the miraculous process of a chrysalis, where the caterpillar inside undergoes a complete dissolution, a seeming chaos, gathering all its biological essence before emerging as a creature of luminous flight. Like water gathering itself with focused intensity behind a dam, building an almost insurmountable pressure, your inner knowing, your profound soul wisdom has been meticulously building force, collecting every nuance of experience and every particle of accumulated light, patiently waiting for this precise moment when it can finally, joyously, and unequivocally flow freely, unimpeded and uncontainable, through your entire being and into the world. That persistent ache in your heart, that profound, sometimes suffocating feeling, as if you are too vast, too expansive for the confines of a world that suddenly feels too small for the immense light and wisdom you carry, that, my dear soul, is not emptiness or deficiency. It is an undeniable sign of glorious overflow, a superabundance of spirit yearning to express itself. The profound disconnect you feel from certain people, from places that once cradled you and felt like home, from past versions of yourself that no longer resonate or fit the burgeoning truth of who you are. That is not a tragic loss. It is a divine and essential recalibration. That is your core frequency changing, raising its vibrational signature, and your entire energetic and physical architecture realigning, rebuilding itself from the quantum level up to perfectly hold, transmit, and embody the higher, more intricate frequencies this evolving world is only just beginning to remember, to perceive, and to integrate. It is a shedding of the old skin, not because it was bad, but because it can no longer contain the magnificence of what you are becoming. Allow me to gently guide you through what is truly happening within and around you, through the sacred, cyclical phases of this profound awakening, a journey that the ancient, star-filled waters of Sirius, the very source of cosmic wisdom, have carried and transmitted to countless pioneering souls like yours across galaxies and eons, preparing them for their pivotal roles on Earth. These are not arbitrary stages, but a meticulously designed sequence of soul alchemy. The first wave, the initial profound immersion, is recognition, that startling yet deeply familiar moment when you suddenly realize that the persistent fog which has enveloped your perceptions isn't a sign of confusion or mental failing, but an undeniable indicator of profound transition. For what feels like an eternity, things have felt undeniably unclear, like you're trying to navigate or see the intricate currents of life through deep, turbulent, and murky water. This pervasive haze, this sense of inner obscurity, is absolutely not a sign that something is inherently wrong with you or your discernment. On the contrary, it is the entirely natural and often uncomfortable phenomenon that occurs when deep-seated, entrenched old patterns, outdated beliefs, and calcified structures of identity begin their inevitable process of dissolving. Just as a pristine pond must first become stirred and muddy before all impurities settle and the water ultimately clears, leaving behind a new, breathtaking clarity, so too must your inner landscape undergo this necessary churning. You are not lost in the wilderness of your soul. You are profoundly in transition, traversing a sacred bridge from who you were to who you are destined to become. And embracing this liminal space, this holy in-between, takes a tremendous, often unseen and unacknowledged courage. even when every fiber of your being screams with discomfort and uncertainty, making it feel anything but courageous. It takes courage to release the illusion of control and simply be. When this profound recognition first descends, often with a disorienting force, most people instinctively recoil into a state of panic. Their innate human programming urges them, compels them to rush back to what felt familiar, to what felt solid and predictable, even if that familiar ground felt constricting, small, and profoundly limiting. There is an almost gravitational pull towards the known, even if the known was a cage. But once the veil has lifted, even partially, you cannot unknow what you have glimpsed. You cannot unsee the truths that have been revealed to your inner eye. The intricate, often invisible patterns that once held the very fabric of your life together. Your relationships, your career, your self-perception, your entire reality are now intentionally loosening, unraveling, and dissolving, precisely because something infinitely stronger, infinitely more expansive, and infinitely more authentic is patiently, powerfully, and irrevocably taking their place within your being. This is the universe clearing the path for your true self to emerge. The second wave, an even deeper submersion into the currents of your being, is remembrance. That deep, undeniable stirring, a resonant vibration within your very soul, when it begins to vividly recall its true, celestial blueprint. There is an intricate cosmic instruction manual, a sacred energetic coding encoded deeply within your spiritual DNA that goes far, far deeper than anything you were ever taught in this earthly life, deeper than any societal conditioning or ancestral programming. Every single starseed carries these unique vibrational instructions, written not in the limited words of human language, but in the pure, potent frequencies of light, sound, and cosmic geometry. You are not a broken vessel desperately searching for missing pieces or external answers. On the contrary, you are inherently, perfectly whole, and you are now beginning the magnificent process of recalling the entirety of your divine origin and purpose. This sacred remembering often commences as a quiet, persistent feeling, an inexplicable resonance that you can't quite articulate or rationalize. A subtle yet profound pull towards something you've never consciously encountered in this lifetime, but somehow, inexplicably, you recognize with an ancient, undeniable familiarity, like a forgotten melody stirring in your heart. This particular phase is precisely where the sensation of resistance can feel its most potent, its most formidable. Because this profound remembrance asks you to trust implicitly in something you cannot logically prove, to courageously follow an unseen current, an intuitive whisper that defies empirical evidence. The analytical mind, a product of earthly conditioning, yearns for tangible evidence, for logical explanations, for verifiable data. The ego, ever vigilant in its role as protector of the familiar, demands guarantees, assurances of safety, and a clear roadmap before it will cede control. But the soul, your true eternal self, only knows truth, resonates with truth, and embodies truth without compromise. And profound truth, by its very nature, does not negotiate with the limitations of the mind or the fears of the ego. It simply is. And it invites you to align with its timeless, undeniable resonance. The third wave, often the most perplexing and challenging to navigate, is the deepest stillness, and this is precisely where a profound sense of panic often sets in for many, precisely because nothing outwardly seems to be moving, shifting, or progressing. The external world continues its relentless pace, while your inner world feels suspended, inert, almost frozen. But understand this crucial insight. This profound stillness is not a sign of stalling, nor is it stagnation or a spiritual timeout. It is, in fact, the most vital and powerful act of anchoring. Like a mighty river, after navigating tumultuous rapids that pauses and spreads into a wide, profoundly calm and deep pool before it finds its next passage through the imposing mountains. Your soul is silently, meticulously and powerfully stabilizing all that it has already received, integrated and cleared, fortifying its foundations before it can safely, gracefully and completely hold the magnificent higher frequencies that are destined to arrive next. This is a period of deep integration, of unseen growth, of cellular recalibration. Be exquisitely gentle with yourself during this profound phase. This period of deep stillness is not merely important, it is sacred, a holy incubation where true transformation is forged in silence. During this intense, quiet period of stillness, it is incredibly common to feel an acute sense of isolation, as if everyone else in the world is surging forward, making visible progress, while you are standing absolutely still, suspended in time. You might find yourself questioning everything, your chosen path, the very essence of your purpose, even your sanity. This is precisely when the old limiting voices from past conditioning, from societal expectations, and from deep-seated fears become incredibly loud, almost deafening. Doubt, like an insidious cold tide, floods into your awareness, attempting to erode your faith and pull you back into the familiar shores of despair. But hear this truth. Beneath all that external noise, beneath the seeming lack of motion, something incredibly vital and profound is taking deep, irrevocable root within your being. Something sacred is quietly consolidating its power, an organic divine process that cannot be hurried, cannot be forced, and certainly cannot be fully explained away by the linear logic of the mind. It is the silent, potent work of creation itself. The fourth wave, a much anticipated and often subtly felt shift, is the current, that moment when your refined, elevated frequency begins its gentle yet undeniable work of shifting everything around you, often without you having to consciously do anything at all. It is the energetic radiation of your awakened self. You may not yet possess the refined perception to consciously see or measure these shifts, but the intricate web of life around you is already beginning to respond, subtly yet profoundly, to the vibrational change emanating from within your very core. Perhaps long-standing relationships have begun to subtly or dramatically shift, or new resonant connections are effortlessly forming. Maybe certain places that once felt comforting now feel heavy, or conversations that once engaged you now feel lighter, or even entirely irrelevant. These are not random coincidences or arbitrary occurrences. This is the undeniable effect of your evolving frequency. When one powerful current changes its fundamental direction, the entire energetic ecosystem downstream is inevitably affected, recalibrating to the new flow. You don't need to formally announce your profound transformation to the world. You are already effortlessly transmitting it, radiating your new truth. Those souls who are meant to resonate with your authentic higher frequency will be naturally drawn to you, finding their way to your expanded light with an inherent, undeniable magnetic pull. The fifth wave, often experienced as one of the most intensely challenging and liberating, is the great releasing, and it often feels the hardest because it demands that you courageously let go of things you have carried for so long, so intimately, that they have become deeply interwoven into the very fabric of your perceived identity, feeling like indelible parts of you. This includes deeply ingrained beliefs about who you should be, rather than who you authentically are. It means releasing the burdensome expectations placed upon you by a world that, in its unconscious state, simply did not, and often could not, comprehend the magnificent, multidimensional being that you truly are. It involves consciously shedding the accumulated emotional weight that originally belonged to others, familial burdens, collective anxieties, societal conditioning, but settle deeply into your sensitive, energetic field because your empathetic nature was attuned enough to absorb it. Now, in this sacred moment, you are granted explicit, divine permission to consciously set it all down, all of it, every last particle of that unnecessary weight. Consider the river. It doesn't carry every single stone it passes over on its journey to the sea. It allows them to sink to the bottom, to settle, and then it continues to flow, unburdened, vibrant, and free, embracing its intrinsic purpose. You too are meant to flow unencumbered. This is precisely where the sensation of resistance, the deep, primal instinct to hold on, reaches its absolute peak intensity, because the profound act of letting go inherently signifies the loss of the familiar, even when that familiar state was profoundly painful, limiting, or suffocating. It demands an audacious, unwavering trust that what is divinely intended to arrive next will be infinitely better, more expansive, and more aligned than anything you are courageously releasing. It means stepping boldly, perhaps trembling, into the vast expanse of the unknown, with only the luminous lantern of your inner knowing, your soul's immutable wisdom, as your unwavering guide. This is the ultimate test of faith, a leap into the boundless. The sixth wave, a moment of profound revelation and integration, is trust in the timing, that luminous breakthrough moment when you finally, deeply, and irrevocably understand, at a cellular and soul level, that your magnificent awakening was never, not for a single moment, behind any artificial schedule. You are not late to your own destiny. You are not behind any invisible timeline or ahead of your cosmic plan. The perceived delays, the unexpected detours, the years of profound confusion, of grappling with an inexplicable sensitivity and not understanding the depths of what you were feeling, none of it, absolutely none, was wasted. Every moment served a precise sacred purpose. There is no such thing as a late awakening in the grand tapestry of cosmic design. There is only the perfect, divinely orchestrated moment for each soul's unique bloom. And yours, my dear starseed, is unfolding right here, right now, in this exquisite present. The ocean tide, in its immense wisdom, does not rush or fret about its schedule. But with an unwavering, timeless certainty, it always arrives, reaching its destined shore in its perfect natural rhythm. The seventh wave, the ultimate culmination and continuous embodiment, is presence, the conscious, deliberate, and utterly authentic act of stepping fully and completely into the current of your unfolding destiny and allowing its divine momentum to carry you forward with grace and effortless flow. Your profound mission on this planet was never about frantically doing something extraordinary by the fleeting, often superficial standards of the external world. It was always fundamentally about simply being present, fully, authentically, and radiantly present, in a way that only a soul imprinted with your specific, unique cosmic codes can possibly embody. The ancient ones, the profound wisdom keepers who meticulously built the magnificent temples by the sacred Nile, understood this foundational truth with impeccable clarity. The most powerful, most transformative act available to humanity is not the grand outward gesture, nor the monumental achievement visible to all, but the quiet, unwavering, and profound alignment of a singular soul with its true, authentic, and higher frequency. You do not need to meticulously figure out your entire sprawling cosmic mission today, or even tomorrow. You just need to be here, fully, completely, unequivocally here. And by simply being, by embodying your radiant presence, you allow the divine current to effortlessly carry you exactly to where you are truly meant to go, to unfold the next perfect step of your magnificent journey. Now here is what I need you to profoundly understand, what the luminous waters of Sirius, imbued with ancient cosmic wisdom, have carried across immeasurable time and space to reach you, specifically, in this very moment. You are not lost. You never were, not for a single breath of your eternal existence. You, a courageous and magnificent soul, consciously chose to forget, not because you were weak, not because you lacked inherent power, but precisely because the kind of profound alchemical awakening you are here to experience, to embody, and to catalyze for humanity intrinsically required you to courageously find your way back from the deepest, most dense depths of forgetting. It was a divine initiation, a hero's journey into the heart of veiled reality. Like a radiant pearl that can only form under immense pressure, in the profound darkness, forged at the very bottom of the vast, mysterious ocean, what you are courageously becoming, the magnificent, multifaceted being of light you are blossoming into, could only be sculpted, refined, and perfected by exactly what you have profoundly endured, experienced, and transmuted. Every moment of disorienting confusion, every instance of struggle, every tear shed in frustration, each was an aspect of the cosmic water diligently working on you, not against you. It was smoothing away the rough edges, dissolving what did not authentically belong to your true essence, polishing your inner being and meticulously revealing the radiant, luminous, and indelible truth that was always, eternally, there underneath, waiting for this moment to shine forth. The profound consciousness that resides within you, that luminous, indelible knowing, that spark of divine fire, that unyielding core of pure being, cannot, under any circumstances, be extinguished. No amount of corrosive doubt, no force of external resistance, no chorus of opposing voices from the mundane world can ever truly snuff out the radiant, eternal flame that you carry within your sacred heart. They may temporarily muffle it, they may succeed in making you forget its brilliance for a time, they may even convince you of its absence, but they possess no power whatsoever to destroy it. Because what lives, breathes and pulses within you at the very core of your being is not merely of this world. It is ancient beyond measure. It is eternal, timeless, and intrinsically connected to the source of all creation. And because of its divine origin, it is absolutely indestructible. You are not here, my beloved starseed, to contort yourself, to diminish your light, or to fit awkwardly into the narrow, often outdated molds and expectations of this world. You are here for a far grander purpose, to gently, quietly, yet with an undeniable and potent power, remind this world of something profoundly essential it has long forgotten. The radiant light that pulses with vibrant life within you, the sacred codes that are now dynamically awakening and activating, the elevated frequency you inherently carry and transmit, these are not random occurrences. They are not accidental gifts bestowed without purpose. On the contrary, they are precisely what this crucial moment in humanity's evolutionary journey, this pivotal nexus of time and consciousness, so desperately requires. You are the answer, the catalyst, the living reminder. The resistance you've been feeling, that inner pushback, is truly the last desperate attempt of the entrenched old patterns, the collective unconscious, and the fading ego to convince you, one final time, that you are not ready, that you are not inherently worthy, that you have not truly been called to this grand mission. But the profound fact that you have persevered, that you have stayed rooted and open until this very moment, that these words are reaching the deepest parts of your being right now, that something profound within you instantly recognizes the undeniable truth in what is being shared, that my dear heart tells me absolutely everything I need to know about where you authentically are on your journey. You are ready. Not because every single aspect of your life is now perfectly aligned, flawless, or without challenge, but because, despite the persistent doubt, despite the overwhelming heaviness, despite every single voice, both internal and external, that desperately tried to convince you to give up, to retreat, to shrink back, you are still here, you are still present, you are still listening, you are still yearning. And that unwavering perseverance, that quiet, indomitable spirit, that steadfast commitment to your truth, is the single most powerful, most profound thing a starseed can ever do, ever embody, ever offer to this world. The tide has irrevocably turned. The turbulent waters are clearing, revealing profound depths and new horizons. And what was always meant to authentically emerge through you, to flow into this world as your unique, magnificent contribution, is finally, gloriously, ready to flow without inhibition. If these insights resonate deeply with your soul, and you're ready to dive even further into understanding your unique starseed journey, I've created a comprehensive guide, the Starseeds Awakening Blueprint, available for free download in the description below. It offers practical tools and deeper wisdom to navigate these powerful transformations. Before you go, leave one word in the comments, just one, that describes what you felt during this message. Then find someone else's word and respond with encouragement. This isn't just a comment section, it's a space where starseeds recognize each other, and that recognition carries more power than you know. If something in this message touched you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you'd like to keep receiving these transmissions, subscribe. The waters of Sirius will carry us to the next one. You're not just watching, you're remembering. This is your space, and I'm grateful you were here.